Grand Rising. I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to come into the room. I'm not even sure if I'm live yet because it's not showing on my end. But good morning, Grand Rising, good afternoon to those in different parts of the world, Virgo. Thank you guys so much for being here. So Virgo, we're going to go ahead and do your general. We're going to do what we normally do. I am going to be using some money oracles today. I haven't used the money oracles in a while, so I am going to be using some money oracles, and then we're going to get into the tarot. We actually want to have some other oracles we're going to use too. But I use this deck for both love and money, so we're going to see what's going to come out here for you, Virgo. I am going to be using this deck. And I do have to let you guys know that it's hard for me to pull in front of the camera, so I will be pulling behind the camera, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the reading. This is going to be for Virgo. Sorry, there's like a little glare there. There's a little glare. And I wiped the camera, so I'm not sure why that's there. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get into it. This is going to be for Virgo. Let's see. Virgo, what's coming out here for Virgo? All right, one of the first cards that's coming out is Parenthood. It says, now, this is an inner child thing. There could be some wounds that you need to be observing, healing, fixing. Maybe you have been triggered recently or lately. And you know what? I never give examples of this. And I thought about this the other day when I was actually doing a reading for someone. You know, I'll say anything that deals with inner child. It's like, let's say if when you were younger, you were poor, okay? And some people have a really huge fear of poverty because of what they've experienced when they were children. They saw their parents struggling. They had to share meals, or they had like one meal a day, that type of thing. And so this could be some things that you are still dealing with as an adult. You remember that, maybe you pushed it down. But when we're talking about inner child, we're saying something that affected you greatly as a child. And now, even as an adult, it has an impact on you, whether you realize it or not. So this card can represent anything dealing with money, dealing with relationships, how you see yourself, that type of thing, okay? And I like the fact that it says nurturing you. Now, you may be a nurturer, yeah, because you're the service sign, but it talks about you nurturing yourself at this moment. Now, this is also talking about parenthood. So for some of you, you are a parent. Some of you guys are going to be new parents, okay? Or you may have to parent your parent, okay? So maybe your parents are needing help at this time, that type of thing. You may have to assist them and nurture them. So that's what I'm seeing with that card. And you guys can pretty much tell me what that means for you a little bit later with that parenthood, okay? Caretaker type of thing for someone. Now, let's see. I'm not going to do the whole bottom of the deck thing. I am going to show you what the card said, though. Here at the bottom of the deck, it says the universe will meet all your needs, okay? So if there's anything happening with your finances at the moment, giving thanks is an offering. I know some of you guys do other stuff, but I just like the first part of that where it says the universe will meet your needs. And we're going to see why that came out here for you, Virgo. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is for Virgo. Okay. I don't really like this card. We're going to keep moving. I don't like that card. We're going to read it, but I don't like it. I feel like it's telling me something, but at the same time, that's not. Look at this. I love it. All right, you guys have stability. So the card that came out here, some of you guys could be teachers. Okay, we'll talk about it. But I like the fact that this came out in your second position. Here it says your financial future promises to be stable and prosperous. Now, this is good because we just saw the card that literally says that the universe will meet your needs. And that card always represents, like, you could tell that a person hasn't had it or they've been struggling with being able to obtain it or maintain it. With this is completely different. It says that you're going to be stable and prosperous. And there are cards in the tarot that I can tell if that is true. Okay. It does talk about you taking control over your finances so you can create it. And then it also says sometime in the future, it'll be an excellent time for you to do something different regarding money. So for some of you guys, you may, start your own business, that type of stuff. Same stuff we've been saying, but this is saying where you're going to be. There's going to be a stable lifestyle for you as far as monetarily. Now, teacher talks about you possibly motivating people. Some of you guys are actual teachers. You could be mentors, something like that from what I'm seeing. You could be a coach. This also talks about some of you guys are learning how to handle your money. Okay. So maybe the lessons that you've had in the past, you're learning how to spend and learning, what to invest. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get your third one. This is going to be for Virgo. Ooh. All right, next card that's coming out here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now, I'm looking at this because first thing I see is emotional spending, emotional reaction to things. So let's say, I always tell you guys about self-sabotage. This could be emotionally eating. This could be emotionally spending. Because there is something going on with you on the inside, and that goes back to that whole inner child thing. So something a little bit deeper here, Virgo, that you guys are going to have to start paying attention to. Here it says you can have an emotional attachment to a job that is no longer serving you. Excuse me, you guys already know I talk so much I lose my voice. It says that you guys are going to have to start exploring your wants and your needs. There has to be some change there. And it says you're unhappy with your finance or your income, but too scared to make any changes. So you know where you fall on the spectrum. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with unfulfilled. Now, remember when I said that for a lot of you guys that these cards also represent relationships too? We're going to get into that when we get into the relationship aspect of this reading, because I see some stuff that is definitely a Virgo thing. At the bottom of the deck, you guys did have prudence. Don't let the balance of your credit cards get too high. Start putting money aside if you can, and stay within budget and start living within your means. All right, so this deck is pretty big and it's saying the same thing. So a lot of you guys, this is just a little, just a reminder. That's all, to stay within your budget, okay? You're going to be very instinctive when it comes down to business decisions or offers or something like that. That's what it looks like here. If something doesn't seem right to you, you're not going to go for it. That happens even with jobs that are offered to you. If you may just have an inkling that that job just isn't right. They may pay really well, but maybe you may have a instinct that the boss could be pretty negative. So you guys are moving very intuitive at this time when it comes down to jobs, money, work, and career. Okay, especially with that animal, because again, it's like you can smell something is off. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to get to two cards here, just two, and then we'll get into the tarot. This is for Virgo. Let's see what comes out here. Ooh, all right. Okay, first card that showed up that fell on the floor is child. Now, again, you go back to that parenthood. Now, this does talk about you mothering your children. And I said before, some of you guys may have to mother, your father, and, for some of you, you do. But I also like the fact that this talks about new beginnings that you're going to experience. We already talked about that there's going to be something that you may have to do as far as business ventures. And brand new business. So I feel like you could be getting creative in that. But this is you. Like, it's just, I keep hearing you. So this is you. Now, at the bottom of the deck, I want to show you what's here. You guys had the Wheel of Fortune here at the bottom of the deck, which says fate and karma, cycles, destiny, and getting what you deserve, okay? To be honest with you, I feel like something is going to happen for you in a really good way, whether you want it to or not. Because here it specifically says this is out of your hands and this is through the fates of karma. Okay. So I definitely see you guys, a new beginning happening. But there's something inside of you. I don't think that that's a coincidence that we talked about childhood wounds and that child came out sitting on top of that. I just don't think so. All right. I feel like you could have been experiencing some cycles that may have been hard for you to break. This goes back to what I was saying before. How are you on the inside? If you don't have anything left, who are you, right? So when we're looking at that unfulfillment, okay, there has to be something that's deeply rooted that must be uprooted here. So cycles, things that you have been repeating that you are getting rid of, which is another reason why you're experiencing this new beginning. How you date and love, that's going to change for you. The type of people that you are romantically interested in. How you handle your finances. Okay. So, and this is, I want to make sure we remember this. I want to put this to the side because I also feel like that could be some type of destined situation for you. So let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is going to be for Virgo. Let's see what comes out here for you. I might as well get 3. Might as well. Oh, I like this card because this makes sense, right? But this is the card that came out. Okay? That is hitting stability. All right? Now, of course, this is a love card. We just have to look at it for what it is. This is dealing with relationships. And it says you are in a connection where there are other people or have been other people involved. Now, the fact that it's hitting stable, that's very interesting because it literally says that there's going to be a promise to you that there's going to be a stable situation. Remember, I said this is romantically and financially. So some of you are still in connections where there are other people. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you know about it and you just don't care about it right now. But either way, I don't see a relationship that is stable. Or you're going to be dealing with connections where there are other people are involved, love triangles, that type of thing. Like I'm totally seeing that here. You could be the third party. I have to say it because it happens, right? You could be the third party. Or again, there's someone outside of you. Now, let me show you what's so tripped out about this card. It's the opposite of stability, but then you had this that came out with it. Now, I find this very interesting, okay? Because one part talks about self-esteem and the other one talks about ego and pride. Now, if you're dealing with someone who is egotistical, or what you guys would consider to be narcissistic, then that would be the reason why this is coming out this way. Okay, remember, it says that you are here to basically break certain types of cycles and to have worth of yourself. The lion is the sun. That is your self-esteem. That is your worth. That's how you view yourself. That's how other people view you, but that's how you see yourself, right? So again, it's something that you are overcoming dealing with relationships. We just have to say what it is. And I found that very strange that it said on top of the stability, because you haven't had stable relationships. And you see why the universe is saying that is something that you're going to be experiencing. Okay. Now, I do want to talk about money for a second before we move to the love portion. This is really good because in a money situation, I do see that there is going to be something here that is going to make you more powerful, more seen. I would say, yeah, you may have more responsibility, but you're in a really good position. This feels like 10th house energy, even though it is like a Leo card. This feels like 10th house. Like there's success here. There's things that are happening that's going in your way. That's happening for you as far as luck and destiny. So this looks good as far as money, a career, absolutely, right? You overcome the odds. You're very devoted to your work and career, that type of thing. So yay, you have some type of authority at your job. Maybe, you know, you are going to get promoted. I've been seeing that in astrology for you guys. This could also mean that you have your own business too, because you have the authority over your business. This is magnificent, right? But this is not good in romantic situations, coming out with that third party. And you have to be mindful of your ego when you are dealing with people. You don't have to fight, you don't have to battle, you don't have to say you want them to want you more, that type of thing. You have to be careful about how you are in relationships, your ego, not necessarily theirs, okay? Because this is going to be a thing for you. I'm not going to say it's going to last forever, but I definitely see that this could be somewhat of a thing. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. So I want to put that down. And it's interesting because I was going to put this one here, and then I was going to go back to get you when I do the tarot, which I am. But let's go ahead. Let's get that unfulfilled really quickly. Let's see what comes out. Dang, Virgo, we didn't even get to the third card, and it's already some drama. This is for Virgo. All right. Now, this card is Lighthouse. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. This is saying your inner guidance system. You see how it says warning, okay? Now, when we're dealing with business, what did that card say when it came down to business, especially with that instinctive energy? That's why this card came out first, because that was important. And I dismissed it because I like cards. I like other cards more than others, but I knew this was going to serve a purpose. You see where it says making decisions using your instincts or intuition? So again, it goes back to what I was saying when it comes down to you making business decisions and how you spend your money. Which job are you going to choose? Are you going to be leaving one job for another job? It's going to be based on you. You get what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. Now, because you got some sneaky energy here. All right? In business, work, and career, that type of thing. But this says that the light is within you. There is a warning. There is a red flag. It's not that you're not going to be able to see it. Yes, you will. All right? There are red flags even within you. Now let's get back to this love portion. A lighthouse here. You can see this from a mile away, right? You can see this far. Lighthouses, you usually can see it pretty far before you're right up close to it. You're going to see any kind of red flags. You're going to see all kinds of, issues with people when you're dating them. Now, it's saying for you to navigate accordingly, to move around accordingly, and go to a safe place. What does that mean? Leave. Okay. We saw what happened before when you're dealing with someone in relationships where someone is not necessarily best for you. You could be dealing with someone who is full of discontentment. Full of discontentment, never content, always wanting something else, always. Even when they get what they want, they still want something different. Okay. So for you, you have to not be deceived. You got to not deceive yourself when it comes down to relationships. But we got to go to this jealousy. Now, again, we have third party jealousy, toxicity, being in relationships that are not, productive. The person is doing the opposite of you. There's a 7 again. You have 7 here, 7 here. This is your relationships. I'm not going to. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get into the tarot, okay, really quickly. And, you guys already know that's just how I like to roll. Let's just kind of finish this up with money. I want to see what comes out here with the tarot with money. But there's something here with romance. And I don't know if this is someone that you know. I don't know if this is new people. We're going to get into that just to see. Let's see. This is for Virgo. This is for Virgo. Oh, this tried to come out. I swear I saw it. It went back in. It looked like it was the devil. It didn't though. It went back into the deck. Okay. You guys have the Four of Wands. So far, so good. This is really good. I like this because it's sitting on top of the new beginning. Some of you may be moving into a new home. Now, I did tell 3 Virgos this week. So, I mean, again, I think that this is in some astrology. It will happen for most Virgos. I just think the thing is, it depends on when. Because, of course, we do not have the same rising. We don't have the same degrees. So, it's going to be different for everybody, okay? But there is a changing in your home environment that I've been seeing for a very long time for most of you. So I can just tell you that, okay? So I do see as far as where you're living, there is going to be a change, okay? Maybe you're going to add to your house. You know how some people add porches or something like that, or maybe you'll get a bigger place to stay. So you will be staying in a, 2-bedroom condo. You'll get a 3-bedroom house. It could be something like that. So I do feel like it's more so of an upgrade with this celebratory energy. There's parties that I see that you guys are going to be going to, because I see that there, and I thought about that even with those little flags, and you have it even here in this reading. So there is going to be some socializing or some type of event that it looks like you may get invited to here, Virgo. That's something that I do see. But this goes back to the nurturing element. This is house number 4, y'all. Y'all thought I was going to miss that. No, I'm not. I told you, when we do these reads, we got to go deeper. Remember that parenthood card came out? This is mothering energy. And this is like, you are going to have to start mothering yourself. There has to be a warming, welcoming spirit that you feel in relationships, that you feel with anyone that you come around. Because again, there's this like sense of neglect or abandonment or being unwanted, because the 4 of Wands in reverse could be that, right? You've been feeling rejected by people, that type of thing. Monetarily is that stability. You know, you had it twice. You had the 4 of Wands that talks about stability. You had stability talking about stability. So I'm just going to say it. You may not have been, even now, you may not be experiencing the best situations, because we saw the whole prudence thing and staying within your means, that type of stuff. But I see that in the future, things are going to grow and get better for you. I just see that some of you guys are feeling a little stucky because you're not able to do what you want right now. You're not able to do it. Okay? So I like the fact that they're, saying it more than once, that there is going to be an improvement and how good it's going to be. Because remember, that card talked about prosperity too. So it wasn't just having a little money. It talks about having a nice amount of money. Let's keep going. Let's see what comes out here for you, Virgo. Virgo. All right, so you had another one that came out. Wow. That's sitting on top of stability. You're going to cut somebody off. Virgo, you have more than one person. Now, this is interesting, because that other card has double meaning, okay, for you. That has double meaning. You guys already know. I can all day, like, and this, sorry if you hear me getting quiet. It's just because when I have to tune in, like, I don't like to be rushing it. And that's how I was able to tell, because I remember telling you guys before that you had multiple people, but that is definitely happening here. Okay, so this is one thing I will say. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even looking at the chat, y'all. My bad. Let me go ahead and get this person up out of here. You got double people here. So for you, you are still dealing with people who are not your person. Okay, that I do see. But this Ace of Cups is sitting on top of that stability card. And this is telling me that you guys are going to have more than one person. And I don't think that it's going to be a tough decision. And I think that that's what it's saying. I don't think that it'll be a tough decision, because real love always comes out with the Ace of Cups, especially hitting that stability card. This looks good. because the Queen of Swords is what came out at the bottom. You guys are cutting someone out. This was you. So yeah, you have been dealing with nonsense. I do see that. You have been dealing with nonsense here, but that means that you are going to be cutting more than one person out of your life. But the reason why this told me, right? It said because some of you guys are dealing with someone who isn't telling the truth. They're a little bit deceptive, that kind of thing. They are toxic. Maybe they're only coming in here for sex, that type of stuff. So that's what I see. Okay. There's blessings in that Ace of Cups, more than one blessing. I feel two so far. I feel something dealing with your home. I feel three. I feel home. I feel increase in money. Increase in money. And there is a definite connection here that has a tendency to go long term. I also see some sort of a connection that seems toxic verbally. So when this card said toxicity, okay, I feel like this has something to do with verbal. Now, I'm not saying that someone is verbally abusing you, but I do feel like it's either mental or it could be mental. It could be mental abuse, because sometimes mental abuse is a person avoiding you or not trying to talk to you intentionally, trying not to talk to you. Okay, that type of stuff. But I do see that there could be something that could be mentally abusive towards you. And that's another reason why you're going to be cutting this off, okay? But yeah, this is, again, I don't see that this being a hard decision, to be completely honest with you. All right? And you got the attitude now. You got the attitude now. You're like, I don't want nothing to do with this. You're trying to like withdraw your energy from this individual. That's what I'm saying. Let's go ahead. Let's get your third card. This is for Virgo. Eight of Pentacles. You know how you have individuals who are like going back to the cycle? There is a connection that you know isn't working out right. This is not ideal. This is not practical. It's not, okay? It feels like you are in it just to be in it. You know, I know that for some of you, if you are married to this person or whatever, however you want to put it, like, of course, you want to try to work on your marriage. But, you know, I still feel like you think that it's not going to work. I'm just telling you this based off of what I see. Because even if you go with the unfulfilled, a lot of you guys, unfortunately, are in a connection that's just, unfulfilled marriage. And maybe here with the Eight of Pentacles, you've been doing everything you can to try to work on it, work it out, you know. And I still feel like you're still attempting to do that. But I just think that it's the person's behavior. There's some behavior issues here where it doesn't seem practical to stay. Now, if you are if you're just dating, I just feel like there's really, I feel like there's someone that you're interested in, but not necessarily anyone that, you know, you could be with right now, because I don't see you in a connection. I feel like there are people who are around, but I don't necessarily see you in a connection, because there's someone that's around you that you've been dating. Like, they'll come back and they'll say, okay, we could try to work this out, but then it's the same old, same old. So it's more of the same. Like, you're going to start seeing the same behaviors that they're going to do. Like, they'll come back, they'll make up for it. You guys will notice that this is what this person is trying to do. They'll make up for it, but it literally will be more of the same. And you're going to end up in the same situation and not happy within that connection that you're trying to build in. And that is, especially for you single people, it's like you have a choice, right? You have a choice to move in a different direction and go to safe grounds. You don't have to stay in a relationship or connection that isn't working. But a lot of you guys, that's what this looks like to me. So let me see what's happening here with you. Money-wise, like I said, this looks so much better. I love the fact that there's an increase here. And then for some of you, you guys are going to be getting money from court systems. Like, you know, let's say if you are waiting on money, a settlement. This could be a job that still owes you money. This could be a family member or someone who owes you money. You could sign on you know, to a new job where you get a, you know, a sign-on bonus. I do see something like that here for you guys as well. Let's go ahead. Let's get it. Let's get you. Let's get you. Didn't didn't that lion come out here? You got a player in your energy. You got a player in your energy. Okay? This person, I don't even know if it's going to be a back and forth thing. I don't know. That could be it, but you got a player here. And not only that, you're moving now because you're moving. That's why the Queen of Swords came out. That's why you're getting rid of people so quickly. See, this is what you've learned with that card, with that faded card, with that Wheel of Fortune, with those cycles. This is what you've learned. You're not participating. And you're about to meet somebody that you really dig. Let's see how you're feeling right now, though. Okay, this is for Virgo. Let's see where Virgo is at right now. One at a time, please. Thank you. Oh, look at this. No freaking way. Knight of Wands, Five of Cups. I just said it. Because the only reason why, y'all already know that the Ace of Cups to me is like love, right? And your first love is you. But that lion came out that talked about the self. Okay? And you're attracting energies that are like you now. But you learned your lesson because, see, you keep dealing with this type of energy and you see how you keep getting disappointed with that. If I were y'all, you know, if you're going to deal with people, don't put your emotions into it if you're just wanting something to do with this type of, because see, this is emotion based. And I don't think that you guys need to be so emotional about relationships. You got to be more practical, realistic. There's this unrealistic energy that you guys have in people who don't deserve it. Like you know, going in, and again, you don't need anybody to tell you, because here it literally said you have this instinctive energy. You don't need anybody to tell you. You already know that something is off. So you got to get out of this emotion thing. Okay? I do see that there is someone, and this is future. I'm just telling you because it doesn't make any sense that this Knight of Wands is coming out right on top of that card with that whole third party stuff. Like, yes, I do know that you're going to have a third person, but the reason why you're moving away is because you're dealing with someone who isn't serious. So, yeah, for you right now, Virgo, oof. Overall, just kind of like a sour disposition for different reasons. Maybe you feel like you're not moving along ahead enough in life. Maybe you just feel, again, that unfulfillment energy is definitely there. This discontentment, you could be missing someone. She's grabbing her heart. Okay, so she could be, you could be, you could be missing someone right now. And again, like I said before, you know, even if we're talking about finances, you know, I still don't think that you guys are where you want to be. I feel like there's still some type of trauma from your past, from your childhood that's attached to that. Some of you guys have experienced some type of, you know, ruin. Okay, even as an adult, you've experienced some type of ruin when it comes down to your money. So I just don't feel that you are in the best of places emotionally. I have to say emotionally, I can't say mental here. I don't see any mental. I see all emotions. I see the Ace of Cups and I see the Five of Cups. This is for Virgo. Oh, there it is again. This is a good card, though. This is what you're going to experience. I think that this card is saying you guys have a whole lot of love to give, right? Now, there is going to be a nice connection coming up in here for you in the future. You got to get rid of something, though. You're going to have to. You got to get rid of something. Can I show you what's at the bottom of the deck? I don't do reversals, by the way. Okay? I like the fact that that was in reverse. Meaning not being in relationships that are toxic and stressful. But I see that there are going to be separations. There's just without a doubt. I mean, I do see you cutting people off or cutting someone off in particular, and maybe that's the reason why you're in that like disappointment because you're like, okay, here we go again, type of thing. It will happen. It will happen. I would feel that if you are married, this will be a little bit harder to deal with because on that card it does show children. Some of you guys were married, marriage energy here. And then here with the Ten of Cups, some of you guys have to face the reality that it's not working, that you guys can't reconcile your differences with each other. That is just too toxic, okay? Let's see what's happening on the outside, outside of you here, Virgo. Let's see what's happening on the outside of you. Four of Pentacles. I don't think that you're dealing with an emotional, stable person. I feel like whoever you're dealing with is very prideful and egotistical. I also feel like they refuse to be vulnerable. So they don't really open up to you. This will be so harsh if you are married. I don't know if this person started to do this out of the blue or they always been the type of person who is just not available, like emotionally open. This is very hard over time dealing with someone who's not open emotionally, and that's what I see. And oh my God, I didn't even look at the bottom of the deck. I didn't even know why that. I didn't even know. I've been saying marriage, but especially if you are in a connection, that this shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be here. And you know, your spouse is definitely mistreating you. You guys, this is not great because it feels like they're more excited about their baseball league. They're more excited about their job, going to work. They're more excited about, you know, the football game coming on. Like, I'm not liking this. Okay. So I do feel like some of you guys are being emotionally deprived. Now that goes to the singles as well with emotionally deprived, because there it is. When we're talking about feelings, I feel like you haven't been getting the type of feeling and emotion that you were deserving from your relationship. Okay. I also feel like whoever you are dealing with, they're way more focused on other things in life if they're single, if you guys are just dating. It could be family, it could be work, it could be other stuff. I don't see you being their main focal point, which you shouldn't, but still in a dating area of their life, I still don't see them being like the main person, like you being the main person. Let's see. See what's coming out here. Oh my God. Eight of Cups came out hitting the Eight of Cups, basically. Some of y'all are married. Look at this. Or in a connection. This is kind of brutal to see. Not gonna lie, kind of brutal. Okay. Yeah, you guys already know. I don't really, go into details about people who are married. That's just up to you guys what you decide. Okay. Not the best energy here. Now, if you are dating, you and this person are not on the same page, babe. Your belief systems are completely off. Okay. And this is the type of person, if you even mention it, this is what I'm saying. This is the type of person that even if you mention something to them, if you try to mention, if you have like a concern, we didn't say complaint. I said, if you have a concern, this is the type of person that starts to think that it's becoming negative because you have a concern. Okay. And then they'll be ready to walk away. Now, this is someone who you will be dating. That is a red flag big time. And that is going to be another thing that you're going to sense with this individual. You're going to sense that this person isn't really willing or open enough to really want to fix things, or they're not in that point in their life where they are ready to invest their feelings and emotions. I'm just telling you what I see here. You guys are not, you could be dealing with someone who is totally, like, their belief about marriage and dating and relationships is just completely different from yours. And this is why you're walking away or they walking away or whatever. But how they get in here, maybe for sex, may be very sly and slick. So you just have to be mindful, okay? All righty. Let's go ahead. Let's get Virgo today. Let's see how Virgo is going to be, how they're going to go about their today. Let's see what you guys are going to do. I got to go over there to my chair. I like sitting here, but at the same time, it hurts my back. All right, let's see. Let's get Virgo today. Let's see what shows up today for Virgo. All right. Oh, okay. You guys have the Ace of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck, you guys have the five. Oh, sorry. You have the Five of Swords. Ah, Virgo. Try not to get triggered. These two together. Nonsensical. There is someone that you may have to take action in with, either A, getting rid of, not talking to, speaking your mind or something. Because see, it's an action card, but it's also about how you react to the nonsense. You get what I'm saying? And this can come from anybody, y'all. Okay, I had to make sure I say that because I think I'm leaning too far back. But this could be anyone today that can try to get you to react to something. So remember, it is you taking action, but it's also how you react to their nonsense. And I do see nonsense in this reading. Okay, so it could be from a parent, it could be from any other family member, it could be from a friend, it could be from a lover, whoever. I do see that that's something that you could be experiencing today or this weekend. And of course, you know, this energy can stretch, but I definitely see it. Five of Swords came out. It's conflict. And we already saw that there's conflicting beliefs, whether that is, no matter who that is, according to the seventh house, which is interpersonal relationships with whoever. Okay. So this is what you guys are dealing with, or the energy that is surrounding you at this moment. And it says act accordingly. This is why with that instinct, it says make decisions or make good decisions based on your instinct. Okay, and don't second guess. Because sometimes with these kind of energies here, they can make you confused, make you second guess yourself, that type of thing. That Queen of Swords says stand your ground. Okay, and be realistic and reasonable in your thinking. That's what it's telling you. All right, so this is what I see for you this weekend. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel again here, Virgo. Thank you guys. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all the information is down below in the description box. Please like and subscribe and comment. And I'm going to be doing these other readings next. So if you have Taurus, if you have Sagittarius, you have Capricorn, you got Aquarius, I will be doing all of those. Hopefully I can get all those in this morning. All right, I love you guys.